The Boy Who Never Listened. In a small, peaceful village, there lived a boy named Liam. Liam was a cheerful and energetic boy, always eager to explore new things. However, he had one bad habit. He never listened. Whenever his parents, teachers, or friends tried to explain something, Liam would nod and pretend to pay attention, but his mind would wander elsewhere. One sunny morning at school, Mrs. Turner, Liam's teacher, gave an important assignment to the class. "Tomorrow, I want each of you to write a story about your favorite day. It must be at least 1 page long and should describe everything in detail," she explained. Liam, staring out the window, barely heard her words. He thought, "I'll just write a few sentences tonight. It won't matter." That evening, instead of working on his story, Liam spent hours playing games and watching TV. By the time he remembered the assignment, it was already late. In a rush, he scribbled down a few lines. "My favorite day was my birthday. I ate cake and I got presents." Satisfied with his short effort, he went to bed. The next day, when Mrs. Turner collected everyone's stories, she frowned when she saw Liam's paper. "Liam, this is far too short. I told you to write a full page with details," she said. Liam shrugged. "I thought it was fine," he replied. Mrs. Turner shook her head. "That's why it's important to listen. You missed the instructions because you didn't pay attention." Feeling embarrassed, Liam sat back down, realizing that his lack of listening had caused him trouble. But this wasn't the first time. He often ignored instructions, thinking he could figure things out on his own. Later that afternoon, Liam's father asked him to help organize the tools in the garage. "Make sure to put everything back where it belongs," his father said. But Liam, lost in his own thoughts, barely listened. He tossed the tools into random drawers, not caring where they went. The next weekend, Liam's father needed a wrench to fix a broken chair. When he went to the garage, nothing was where it should have been. "Liam," he called, "didn't I tell you to organize the tools properly?" Liam walked over, looking confused. "I thought it didn't matter where they went," he replied. His father sighed. "Liam, you need to start listening. If you don't pay attention to details, you make things harder for everyone, including yourself." Liam felt a knot in his stomach. Once again, his failure to listen had caused a problem. He thought back to the times when his friends had explained the rules of a game, and he had messed up because he wasn't really paying attention. Or when his mother had asked him to clean his room, but he did a poor job because he hadn't listened to her instructions. It seemed like not listening was a pattern that was causing more and more trouble. Determined to change, Liam decided he would start paying closer attention to what people said. The very next day, Mrs. Turner announced a group project in class. "You'll be working in pairs to research an animal and give a presentation," she said. Liam was paired with his classmate Emma, one of the brightest students. As Mrs. Turner explained the project, Liam sat up straight and listened carefully, jotting down notes as she spoke. After class, Emma was pleasantly surprised when Liam was eager to discuss their project on dolphins. Together, they divided the work, researched facts, and prepared their presentation. Liam found himself enjoying the process much more than he expected. He realized that when he listened and paid attention, tasks became easier, and he actually learned more. On the day of the presentation, Liam confidently stood in front of the class with Emma, explaining how dolphins communicate and hunt in groups. Mrs. Turner smiled proudly, and when the presentation was over, she said, "Liam, you've done an excellent job. It seems like you're starting to understand the importance of listening." Liam beamed. He finally understood what his teacher and parents had been trying to teach him all along. Listening wasn't just about hearing words, it was about understanding, paying attention, and following through. From that day forward, Liam became known not just as a curious boy, but as someone who really paid attention. He listened to his teachers, followed his parents' advice, and was more thoughtful with his friends. He found that by listening, he could avoid mistakes, get better grades, and have stronger relationships with the people around him. One evening, as Liam and his father sat together in the garage fixing the chair, his father smiled and handed him a small tool. "You've changed, Liam," he said. "You've become more responsible and attentive." Liam smiled back, proud of his progress. He realized that by listening, he wasn't just learning facts or completing tasks better. He was becoming a better person. Moral of the story: listening is one of the most valuable skills you can have. It helps you learn, avoid mistakes, and build stronger relationships. Always pay attention to the instructions and advice you're given. You never know what you might miss if you don't. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more exciting content. See you in the next video.